All right, y'all. It's today. I'm so out of breath because I had such a huge Thanksgiving meal. I guess I'll give a spiel from my people that keep up with the full day of eatings. If you watch both, then you'll hear this twice. But I just completely blacked out for the family dinner. I ate uncontrollably. It started with a piece of bread, then a mini pecan pie, and then I tried to have a cup of Jell-O as like a filler because my sister was running late and they had all this food out, and I didn't want to. So my sister and her family, they were running late. I didn't want to start eating before they got there because I knew that the main stuff was gonna be held until then. But I just, I must have eaten like 2 entire loaves of bread, copious amounts of butter, a 12-ounce filet, pecan pie, an entire red velvet nothing bundt cake. What else? Macaroni and cheese, cornbread dressing, sweet potato casserole. I don't even know. I ate a lot. So, obviously we blew the diet tonight. One bad day isn't gonna ruin the cut, but it's definitely gonna, cause some artificial inflation on the scale. And you'd think, I carved up, you'd think that I'm gonna have a sick pump, which I might. I kind of felt pumped just while I was eating those carbs, but I ate so much fat and so much food in general that I feel like my body's really trying to digest that. Like, I was about to go into a food coma and I took my pre-workout, so I'm hoping that kicks in because I'm legitimately tired from how much I ate. And while it was probably like 400, 500 grams of carbs, no, it might have not been that much, but it was a lot. It was probably at least 300 grams of carbs, I'd say. All the fats and stuff might inhibit the carbs from getting to where they need to go. But tomorrow should be a solid workout. Having my glycogen stores filled from tonight going into tomorrow. My stomach's not as full for chest day. That should be a solid day. Now, I'm going to work out hard tonight, no matter how I'm feeling. I mean, I feel kind of bad. That's how much I ate. But I'm gonna still give it my all tonight, It's back day. Back is usually a pretty solid pump. Like, my chest, I don't actually like a chest pump that much. I just like chest because I'm strong at push movements. So it's good for the ego. But the back pump is typically a way more pleasing pump. I don't know, it makes me stand upright more. It makes my arms flare out. Oh, and I did decide, let's just get into talking about the workout. I just wanted to give that little brief breakdown for the full day of eating people because I don't have a transition scene from Thanksgiving to now. The workout, I'm no longer doing vertical back movements. So I'm only doing like horizontal row type stuff. I was watching Paul Carter, and he posted a video about how lat pull downs have a lot of pec activation. And being that I'm doing chest the day after back, I don't want to be activating my pecs on back day. So I kind of intuitively, I think, was it the last video? The last back day, or maybe the last 2 back days, I don't know. I didn't do vertical movements, or I at least did very little, like maybe like 1 exercise vertical. And that was just intuitively because I haven't been liking them. I've been liking the row movements. And I didn't really have a rhyme or reason why, other than I just stopped liking the vertical stuff. I never loved the vertical stuff. But, I ate a lot of food. Now that Paul Carter said, the vertical's activating a lot of pec, and I want my pecs to be fully ready for tomorrow, that just gives me even more incentive to not do the vertical. I'm just going to do rows. And you can grow your lats with rows. If you pull lower, you're hitting your lats. You can do like the one where your shoulders in line with the cable. and it's not a vertical. It's almost like a 45, I guess. But that's more of a row. I want to do some wider grip rows to where it's like working that upper back. There's at least, I guess I just do back. Because on my shoulder days when I do the rear delts now. So on back day, I just do back. So we'll have to figure out what I'm going to do. 3 exercises, 4 exercises. It's all going to be rowing variations. But I really need this pre-workout to hit. Because my stomach is so full that I don't think my lungs can fully expand. You know, obviously whenever you breathe a deep breath, your belly goes out, your lungs descend. But right now my stomach's so full that my lungs can't descend and I'm like legitimately out of breath. I was sweating, I was eating so much. It was insane. I don't know why I ate that much. I lost control. But one of the cool things about this gym is Thanksgiving night is that sometimes they're staffed, but other times when the staff leaves, you can scan your card and get in like at Anytime Fitness. So they're open today. They were open all day, just no staff, which is awesome. They're literally never closed. So I have 24-hour access, 365 days a week to this gym, which is pretty badass. I wonder how many people are working out on Thanksgiving night. I got a guy slumped right there in the hoodie. See, 1, 2, 3. There's 4 or 5 people in there. There's 4 or 5 people. Gonna be a quiet night tonight. Good to see the people are still on the grind, even for Thanksgiving. My family was kind of giving me a hard time because I was like, all right, we gotta roll. And they were like, no, you don't. It's Thanksgiving. Just hang out with us. You don't have work tomorrow. And I was like, I gotta work out. That's that curb that I stopped hitting that curb, and now I just hit it. I'm too tired to drive right now to think coherently. Brain fog from the carbohydrates. But yeah, not just my parents, my aunt, my sister, my girlfriend, I think they all kind of wanted to hang out a little longer. My girlfriend rode with me, so she had to leave too. But yeah, I cut the festivities short because I was like, look, I gotta train. I'm shooting a video every day. I'm training every day. And yeah, I could have stayed another hour and a half, but then I'd been working out at, I never even put my watch on today. What time is it? It's 9:07. Yeah, so if I'd have stayed longer, it'd have been 10, 11 o'clock, which I've done before, but I'm not trying to do that. I just took my pre-workout, so I'm already going to be up late. So it's going to be a long night. But we're here. We're at the gym. I'm going to start moving around, start doing some rows, and hopefully the pre will hit and the carbs will flow where they need to flow, and we'll get a sick pump. So I'm doing the vlog thing. So I'll see y'all on the walk to the front door. All right, y'all. So I'll definitely be the marker, as far as like if consistency actually works, because I'm gonna be producing 2 videos every day indefinitely. So I've always said it just takes consistency, and I'm never consistent. So I always blame me not making it on being inconsistent. But if I'm consistent and the channel doesn't grow, then maybe it's back to the drawing board. Let's get in this bitch. All right, yeah, it's kind of popping in here tonight. We're gonna start on some kind of row. We'll probably just do like a D handle, like an easy row. I see it right here. This is what I'm gonna start with. And we brought the headphones tonight, obviously, so it's gonna be pretty popping. All right, y'all, so there's this row machine I could do, and there's one on the other side. This one, the pulley is like super low. The other one, it would be more like straight on with me. I'm doing this one because you pull low, it's more lat focused, and I'm only doing rows. So I need to do rows that are gonna hit the lats, at least some of them, I don't wanna neglect the lats. So we're starting with this. I possibly shat myself warming up, I ended up doing a couple reps with the whole stack, but I was like, you know what, that's just ego lifting. So I went down about 4 notches, and we're just gonna do them. It's still gonna be heavy, but it's gonna be like a little more controlled. We got T Grizzly going on, so intensity is gonna get real. Come on. All right, y'all, that first set, that was a great working weight. I'm glad I didn't do ego and do the full stack. Felt like I was controlling the eccentric, had a good explosion on the concentric, good fast concentric, slow eccentric, which is like how I like to do it. Now, I was watching some YouTube earlier, and I watched Greg Doucette work out with like Juji and Thor and the world's strongest man, I forget his name, but I think Greg said his arms are like 16 3/4 or like something like that. I don't think he said 17. And then he flexed by Juji, and Juji was like, shit, you're bigger than me. And I thought Juji was huge. And then I saw Sam he got an arm pump, and he measured his arms, and they were like 19 and a half. And I'm like, are all these people like a lot smaller than I think they are? Like, judging by the measurements, they are. Now, I'm not saying any of them are small. They're all muscular guys. But I'm saying, like, I thought I was tiny, and my cold, like, non-pumped arm is 18, which, like I said in another video, it's the same as Anthony Mantello, who's like a competitive bodybuilder. So I'm like, maybe these guys aren't as big as they look on camera. So I kind of want to get more social in the fitness industry just to see these people. I don't necessarily need to meet them. I just need to be able to, like, stand by them and size myself up, because I'm really curious. But we got some King Von. We're gonna do 3 sets here. So this is our second set. We'll do one more after this. I don't care if this is optimal or not. I love cable rows with a D handle. It's like my favorite thing. All right, so last working set, you know, I'm jamming the headphones with the noise cancel on, listening to some thug ass rap music. I'm in the zone. And then I pause the music and put the transparency mode on to talk to the camera. And it's like an instant downer. I have no idea why they play this music in the gym. Like, everyone brings their own music. Just keep the gym silent. My videos wouldn't get copyright, and everyone would have a better time. Hub City owner, if you're watching this, cut the music out, man. Maybe should have gone down for that last set, but whew. All right, so one thing I'll have to figure out doing like all rows is like what weight I can do, because I feel like this is a weight I could do. I just did like a test rep. I'm not too sure because I'm fatigued from the first row movement, but we'll see. Going for 8 reps typically, really 8 to 12. I don't want less than 8, but if I get a little more, no big deal. I could always go slower, more and controlled. If I see that I'm gonna get 12, and then make it harder and I'll get less. But we're just trying to figure out this new strategy of all row variations. I'm gonna go down a little bit. All right, so now that I'm thinking about it, I think this is the way I did last time. I think I did this exact thing. I think I had a 45 on each side. It felt a little heavy. And then I put a 25 on one side. Of course, this is all tethered together. So it's not like I'm doing 25 on this side of my back and 45 on the other. This is all distributed across my whole back. So it's like I dropped 20 pounds right now. And I just want to do it slower and in control. I just want to feel the contraction. Sometimes I want to go super hard and just move a lot of weight, and sometimes I want to feel a little more mind-muscle connection. So all right, y'all. Pump cover is off. I'm feeling the pump, but I'm also feeling so bloated and terrible from all the food I ate. It's hard to enjoy the pump. So I think tomorrow is going to be the day we really enjoy the pump. One more set here, and then we're going to move right next door to this kind of like a low row machine. Do an underhanded grip. Get a different kind of, different kind of contraction on that one. And then we'll figure out what we're doing last. All right, y'all, so at this point of the lift, my mic actually died, and I didn't notice till the very end. So it's going to be a voiceover from this point on out, okay? I'm not going to show every working set because without the grunting and intensity, it doesn't seem as interesting. So you might hear my dog snoring. I'm in my living room right now. I'm recording this on my phone. I'm just going to paste it over the video. But I'm doing this low row underhanded grip. I do like this movement, but what I'm saying right here is that I had the seat too high and I was pulling too low. So I really wasn't feeling a great contraction. So what I do in the next clip is I actually lower the seat so that I'm pulling a tad bit higher. So what I'm saying right here is that I like to be pulling where my arm is basically at about a 90-degree angle, you know, upon the maximum like range of the concentric portion. I'm also, it looks like I'm showing y'all how to ride some D, but what I'm saying is that I also like sitting my butt further back on the seat, so it puts my body at more of like a downward angle, and I'm pulling more in line with my back. If I sit all the way up to the front of the seat, I feel like I'm pulling more into my traps, but this way I feel like I'm targeting my lower back a little bit more, and it just overall, in my opinion, a better way to do the exercise. So sit further back on the seat, lean forward. That's the way I do it. I'm not telling y'all to do it, but y'all can try it if you'd like, okay? So that's all we're going to show right there. I actually did 3 sets on that movement, but like I said, it's not as interesting with the voiceover. It might not be interesting either way, but if the mic was working, you'd have seen every set, okay? Now, this is a movement that I see on TikTok and social media all the time, and I never do it. It's one of those optimal movements. You're pulling with the cable in line with your shoulder. You're using the bench and the other arm to stabilize your body. And I gotta say, this is one of my favorite movements. So as I said in the beginning, I'm not doing any vertical pulling. This is like almost like a 45 degree, not even really. But you can see it's more of a row variation than like a lat pull down. And I felt this one tremendously. I actually felt this in my back a way that I've never ever felt any other back exercise. So I'm definitely going to be incorporating this probably as a staple in every back day. And you can see that when I'm pulling on the concentric portion, I am pausing for a slight second. Well, now that I'm watching the video back, it kind of doesn't look like I'm pausing, but I really felt like, especially because I was learning the movement for the first time, that when I got to the concentric portion, I was really thinking about the contraction that I was feeling, and it was a really strong contraction. I was leaning just a little bit into the motion, which I've heard the optimal people say doesn't help whatsoever. But as far as like feeling what I was doing, I think that helped tremendously. Maybe on this set I go a little bit slower. Yeah, you can see how I pause. It's like a half a second that I just pause, and I feel that contraction. And to be honest, like I said, it felt amazing. This is definitely a new staple in the workout routine. And I also don't know how many reps I was doing because I was focusing so much on the movement and learning the movement that I wasn't counting my reps. So I don't even know if I did similar amounts of reps on both sides. You know, I think it was around, I haven't even counted now that I'm watching it back, but I think it was around like 8 to 10 reps on each side, which is typically what I shoot for. I think my back's pretty evenly strong, even though, that's my dog snoring, even though I do have a structural scoliosis, the imbalance isn't as bad as the imbalance in my legs. So for this pump check, I was talking about all kinds of stuff, y'all. We had quite a good conversation here. I was talking about the scoliosis and just kind of finding symmetry and trying to pose in such a way that I look a little more symmetrical. That's the best I can do. So I actually had set the camera up on the other side and I couldn't see the screen. So I changed it, and I kind of lost the pump by this point because I did probably like a 10-minute posing session that I ended up deleting. But yeah, here I'm just talking about how like one side of my back, it just seems a little bigger. The tank kind of slides off to one side because of whatever imbalance I have. And so right here, I'm just trying to look at the screen and figure out how I can pose to make this look as symmetrical as possible. And I'm also talking about how there's a bodybuilder on Instagram that has a pretty severe scoliosis. He's a young guy. He's definitely enhanced, and he has dreams of becoming pro. And I don't think he's going to become pro because he just doesn't have the symmetry. It's an extreme scoliosis. I wish I could remember his name. I would say it so y'all can go check it out because it's a pretty good example of a bad scoliosis, whereas mine is very, very mild. Like, you know, any girlfriend that I've had, if I tell them I have a scoliosis, they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I went to a chiropractor that literally told me I didn't have a scoliosis, and he was a freaking chiropractor. But he didn't take an x-ray. He just like looked at me, you know, visual assessment. But I 100% have one, and it does, obviously, by how much I talk about it, bother me. And it's one of the reasons that I don't compete, because I don't have the symmetry that I look for. And I am a bit of a kind of like OCD perfectionist when it comes to physiques, I guess. I have a pretty critical eye, and I'm not satisfied with what I'm working with. So I will never step on stage. I just do this for fun. But I think this is pretty much wrapping up the posing session. And, you know, the next clip I figured out that my mic's not turned on, and we're going to switch to the shotgun mic and get back to a regular video. All right, y'all. So I had my first true equipment failure. So if you're seeing the workout and it goes from being a voiceover workout or a mic'd up workout to a voiceover workout, it's because the receiver on my mic died, and I have no idea when it died. But I was doing my little, it's not even a pump check, I was getting a thumbnail, and I looked over and I noticed that the receiver was off, and I was like, well, what the fuck? And I turned it back on, and it was like a red battery. And you know, I noticed that like the case of the DJI mic is a charging case, and I noticed the case was dead right before I left, but it looked like it had enough battery to carry through the session, but I guess it didn't. So that's my bad. I had all day to charge it, and I didn't even think about it. So luckily I have this little shotgun mic. I'm gonna hook it up to the camera for the car talk, and we're still gonna get a little car talk after this, but feeling pretty dumb about that one. And that's one of the things I was talking about. Like, if you have your own videographer, it's so much easier, right? Because they're in charge of all that. But you got to make sure everything's charged. Your memory cards have plenty of memory on them. You got to make sure the focus is right, everything. There's so much responsibility if you're filming yourself. So it is what it is. Lesson learned.
Here. Whoa, I gotta get to...
All right, y'all, so I'm not gonna lie. We're having all kinds of trouble tonight. One thing happened, and then it was like boom, boom, boom. So let me just give you all the breakdown of what I just experienced. So the receiver, which I've already told y'all, the receiver on the mic died. So I don't know how much of my voiceover or how much of my mic'd up actually got recorded. So half the workout might end up being a voiceover. Then I said, that's okay. I have this shotgun mic that I can just attach to the camera and I can get, some audio on the way home for the car talk. Well, I have the camera mounted in a certain spot on the window, and I didn't think about the fact that the shotgun mic is about this much taller than the receiver of the DJI. So I slammed the door shut and the mic hits the handle, this like grab handle right here, and the mic just bends. So I'm hoping now that I didn't break the freaking mic. It looks to be okay, but we'll only see once we play the video back and see if this audio is working. So potentially broke my microphone, which wasn't cheap. And then whenever I was after I fixed that, I was looking in my bag. I'd forgot my freaking phone in the gym because it has a magnet on it and I stuck it to a machine. And when the receiver stopped working, I got distracted mentally and I wasn't thinking, and I freaking left my phone in there. So I had to go back in the gym and get my phone. But as far as I know right now, I have my phone. The mic looks to be okay. We'll charge the other one tonight, so we'll have that for tomorrow. It's just like, man, once that one thing went wrong and my mind was kind of taken off guard, I just started fucking everything up. That was crazy. I think I'm going to blame it on the meal that I had. I broke the diet and then everything else started malfunctioning. Even the pump wasn't good. I was like, at least I'll have a sick pump from all these carbohydrates. No. If anything, I'd say that was one of the worst pumps. And I've said that before. Obviously I ate a lot of fats and stuff, so my blood probably was focused on digesting my food and not on going to my muscles. But even if I did eat just quick digesting carbohydrates, people were like, oh, eat a Rice Krispie before you work out and you have the craziest pump. I've never found that makes a difference. I've tried many different things. I've tried Pixie Sticks, straight sugar. I've tried fruit juice. I've tried Rice Krispies. I've tried Oreos. I've tried any kind of sugary snack, 30 minutes to an hour before a workout, and it literally makes no difference. So for me to do that, it's just wasted calories. Some of the best pumps I get is actually when I'm relatively fasted. If I haven't eaten in 4 or 5 hours and I go work out. And I think it's because, this is my logic, there's no proof in what I'm about to say, but I have digestive issues genetically. I have a lot of digestive problems, and I think the transit time of my digestion is way slower than most people's. So it may seem like I'm fasted if I haven't eaten in 4 or 5 hours, but I think maybe we're just getting to the perfect point where my food's digested, my glycogen stores are full, and I'm primed for a solid pump. But if I eat an hour before my workout or something, it's I'm still digesting. It's I'm not ready yet. So that's why I always say do what works for you and figure it out. Don't just listen to people, if you eat a Rice Krispie before you work out and the pump isn't very good, there's no noticeable difference, and then you just keep eating the Rice Krispie because Jeff Nippert said to do it. I think Jeff Nippert says gummy bears or Skittles or something. But if you just keep doing it because someone said to do it, but you don't really notice a difference, isn't that just wasted calories? You know what I mean? If it's not making a difference, don't keep doing it just because someone said so. So I think you should definitely feel it out. But I'm very, very curious right now to see if this mic still works. And if it doesn't, I'm going to buy a new one like tomorrow. I don't think they have them in the store, but I'll buy one immediately because that shotgun mic is essential for these videos. And I want to make a video every single day. I mean, I could get by with the wireless until the new one comes in, but that shotgun mic has made life so much easier. I was just using the wireless one for a while, and I was switching it between cameras, but now I keep the wireless one on the gym camera and I keep the shotgun on the vlog camera, and it's been working beautifully. I really figured out my flow, so I can't do that flow without that mic, so I'm hoping for the best. But yeah, the workout was pretty subpar. I did do that new movement and I liked that, and I brought the intensity. You know, I mean, I know I did some damage. I just ate too much food and it threw off the workout. I'm really excited for tomorrow because it's chest day and I want to lift some heavy ass weights. I'm pretty strong on push movements and I have the day off. So I might go to the gym at a totally different time. Like I may go at like noon or something, you know, which will be fun. Be a different crowd, be a different vibe to everything. Not saying I'll do that for sure, but the world is our oyster tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited about that. But anyway, I'm just pulling into my driveway. It is late, y'all. I spent a long time at the gym. For not doing that much, I must have been taking some super long rest periods because I got there. I spent about 2 hours over there. Anyway, I'm going to go inside and not sleep because I took my pre-workout so late. But I hope y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all in the next video.